Welcome to today's podcast. Today we are privileged to have another teacher. So, welcome.
Thank you.
Can you introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'm Michael Maniki,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm a teacher by profession.
Mm-hmm.
I teach mathematics and computer studies.
Okay.
Yeah.
How long have you been teaching?
Since I was employed by TSC, this is my 6th year.
Your 6th year.
But before then,
Mm-hmm.
I've also been teaching. I was also teaching, and let's just say that I started teaching when I finished Form 4.
When you finished Form 4?
Yeah, and it's like I taught almost every year since I finished Form 4.
So, after you completed Form 4, the first year, where did you teach?
I was teaching a school at Imakweni by name Watuka Secondary, which was a CDF school, and just started. And in 2009 is when it had its pioneer class.
Okay.
And because the challenges with the CDF schools, they used to take teachers from local, those former students who probably had the zeal to teach, so that they help the students sit for the exams. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when you taught at that level, how did you find teaching?
A little bit. It was a little bit challenging. Reason behind those days, I could teach students who, in one way or the other, were in the same class in primary school.
Okay.
Probably they repeated, and then now I managed to be ahead of them in 1 year or 2 years. So that I could find challenging the teaching profession, quite challenging. And again, in terms of content.
Okay.
Remember, I was just fresh from Form 4.
Yes.
So I was actually teaching using the knowledge that I acquired when I was in high school.
Okay.
And probably applying the teaching methodologies that I could see my teachers apply when teaching me.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how did the students perform?
The first year, I think students were not badly off. They were not badly off. Yeah, because they could manage a mean of 3, and being a class where students have just been collected from the village to come and start the school. I think they were doing good with that. And as well, we could get students score C+ and above.
Yeah, that's good.
In those years. Yeah, so they were doing good. In fact, the only challenge that they could not get an entry to the university is because the joint admission board, those days, now currently the CUSIPs, the joint admission board could only pick students with BCom and above, but they could join the university as self-sponsored. Yeah, but no, in Cumberland, if you have not got a direct entry to the university through the CUSIPs of the joint admission board those days, you could not have been termed as you have qualified to the university.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you added value to those students?
Definitely. True.
Regardless of no training?
Yeah. Regardless of no training, those students, we really had to push them, and we enjoyed the fruits of what we got from them. Yeah, because I remember in 1 year I was teaching agriculture, and I managed a mean of 6.
That's good.
So in such a school, a mean of 6 used to sound like we have actually achieved. Yeah, and we could see students excel. And I have some who I taught, who I meet them, some are teachers like me. Okay. And I could say that we really added value to those boys and girls.
Were there TSC teachers in that particular school?
Unfortunately, no. The head teacher, we call him the head teacher because he was a primary school teacher. And then he was picked to come and start off the school.
Okay.
So he was the only one,
Mm-hmm.
and he could not teach the content in high school.
Okay.
Because he was just a trade B1 teacher.
Yes.
So he used to depend on us. Yeah, all of us. There was no, and actually, in that time in 2009, none of the teachers had gone through the university. All of us were Form 4 leavers.
And you managed to add that much value.
Yeah.
You did good.
Yeah.
That was a good way of giving back to the community.
Yeah,
even
true.
before.
In fact, that was a kind of giving back to the society, because even the salary was very little.
How much was it?
Ranging from 3,500, 4,000, 4,500. We used to be added every term.
Okay.
So the starting was 3,500. After one term, plus 500. Plus another term, plus 500 again. So by the time I was leaving to join the university in 2010, I was earning like 6,000 per month.
Hey, that is good.
Yeah.
So you were able to keep up with the teaching up to the end?
Yeah, up to the end.
Okay.
Up to the end. And even when I joined the university in 2010, when I came back, I could go and look for teaching jobs I could get for one term from May to September. Then I go back to the university with some pocket money.
That is good.
That was actually my upkeep. I was not depending on my parents for my university fees. I was looking for it by myself.
Okay.
Yeah, especially actually, like when I was joining first year, my parents did not give me anything for pocket for upkeep and even for fees. I had worked for it and saved, even with that little. I remember we were paying like 23,000 in first semester and 13,000 in second semester. With help giving us 8,000 per year, I could find myself surviving and paying fees for myself.
That is good.
Yeah.
You were thinking about your education when you were that young.
Yes.
You see, even nowadays, not many young people can do that.
Yeah, true.
Yes, because they'll even do the work in order to misuse the money.
Yeah.
So you started working hard really early.
Yeah, very early.
So that is the time that you knew that you had a passion for teaching.
Yes, when I started teaching, I could find that if what pushed me was if when I was teaching, I said, if I got a job when I've not qualified as a teacher, what about when I qualify? It simply means there will be more of us, all the same.
Okay.
Yeah, and that really pushed me. Again, I could interact with my teachers and they could tell me the only job that you can get without a godfather is teaching.
Your teachers at what level?
In high school.
In high school?
In high school, yeah.
Okay.
Because even those days, I also tried to join the cadet.
Oh.
Yes, I joined the cadet. Actually, I spent 2 weeks in Lanet.
So you went to be recruited?
Yes, to be recruited. Those days you used to be shortlisted. So I applied. In cadet you apply with minimum qualification of B plain. Then I managed to be shortlisted. Then I said, let me go and try in Lanet. I went there, I spent 2 weeks.
And then what
everything was excellent.
Okay. Yes.
I could see I moved from one stage to the other.
Yes.
I'm qualified.
Yes.
Then after the second week, now it is when who you know matters.
Yes.
Yes. So we could be called one by one.
Leave.
Yeah, they don't tell you to leave. But you find yourself leaving. They don't tell you to leave, but you find yourself leaving.
They just tell you.
They will use words.
They have no mercy.
Talk. Communicate.
Oh, they tell you to communicate. They tell you bring something.
Bring something.
That's so sad.
So when I was leaving, I met a friend. Not a friend, a gentleman who was actually a cadet officer. Then he told me, my friend, you could have looked for money. because the salary here is quite high. Then I asked him, how much are you paid? He told me starting salary is 82,000. Then I was there. Then I asked him, now they are telling me to talk.
Yes.
How do I talk? He told me, get a phone, see whether you can get 200,000. Then I checked in our family, 200,000, simply meant in 2009, my father's to sell a piece of land.
Yes.
So that we get that. And probably not even 1 hectare. Probably 2 or 3 hectares of land.
And so, that is not a sure bet that you're going to get the job.
Yes, true, yeah. And again, getting the person, and it is, you are told to talk.
That's kickback.
It is urgent. It is urgent. So I decided now, I've already qualified to join the university. I've already done even the revision for university choices. I can go and wait. Then God's time is always the best.
Yes.
Yeah, it's something that I don't like sharing.
Yes.
But I felt that.
No, it's good you share so that people can know the challenges people undergo in order to be recruited.
Yeah.
Hey, that was so sad.
Yeah.
You know, these things should be distributed.
Through merit.
Through merit. Merit.
Yeah, through merit.
Because you are a young person and being introduced to such a harsh
experience.
And experience also, that if you don't have money and your background is not well up.
Like now when I was leaving, I was thrown out at around 7 p.m. And I didn't know.
That is Lanet.
Yeah, Lanet. I didn't know Nakuru. So mine was, I just find my way to get to Nakuru. In fact, I begged that policeman who was a Kamba. At least he understood me. I told him, please take me to the stage. I bought a vehicle. I called my sister who was in Nairobi. Then she had to wait for me.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah. So that is how I went back and continued teaching.
Now you went and found another school?
No, the same school.
The same school?
Yeah, the same school. You know, there were no teachers.
Yes.
So they not even employed somebody else. So I just went. After the 2 weeks, the head teacher asked me, are you back or we look for someone? I told him, I'm here full board. So don't look for someone else.
Yes.
Yes. So, sorry.
So these teachers who were telling you that teaching is a sure bet.
Yeah, they were telling me
it's a sure bet. Yeah. It's a sure bet.
It's a sure bet.
There's no any other job that is a sure bet except teaching, because they could have also told you about other careers. Was there any other career guidance except that?
I don't know why they used to refer me to teaching. But at that time, they told me this is the only job that nobody will ask you about who do you know.
Oh, yes.
Because they told me about how interviews are done. Then I saw it was okay. Are
there other students in the same class that you were in that studied for other jobs and they've never gotten a job up to today?
In high school, we were those who qualified for university. We were around 8.
8. And how many were in teaching except you?
Actually, can I shock you? Out of 8, 7 did teaching.
7
did teaching.
So these teachers had a lot of
and one managed to do medical lab.
Medical lab.
Yeah, medical lab.
So also which is also doing it's a sure bet.
Yeah, which is also a sure bet.
So all of you right now are working.
Yeah, we are working.
So those teachers knew whatever they were doing.
Yeah, true. And we meet and talk.
And talk.
Yes. And we find life is going on.
Life is going on. Yes. So like now today you can tell your student also like those teachers to go to teaching because it's a sure bet.
It's a sure bet. They can. And I always encourage them. Let them look at a person who can encourage them. If they find that they want to teach like myself, let them join teaching. Yes.
That is good.
Yeah.
So tell me these jobs that you used to do in between semesters, like when there was long vacation.
Yeah, long vacation. I said that I was teaching. I used to come for teaching.
Yes.
And apart from that, because I used to teach those in our local schools, just at home.
True.
I could also practice some agriculture.
Oh,
I used to
okay.
plant dania.
Uh-huh.
Dania, and I could sell
Mm-hmm.
even in between the semester,
Mm-hmm.
just to add.
Mm-hmm.
No, hapa na hapa kujaza kidogo.
And where did you get all those skills to be able to generate your own income to get the school fees?
Experience is the best teacher.
Okay.
So out of experience,
Mm-hmm.
you find that you don't have to sit down and wait.
Yes.
You have to push yourself
Mm-hmm.
to do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Same. Mm-hmm. Ulianza kuwaka kitambo. So now you are at the university. Yes, now at least you have an idea of how teaching goes on. Was the education in the university fully covering whatever you're teaching in class today?
No.
Why?
Like, I think we could find things that we have not covered
Yes.
in high school.
In high school.
So, like in mathematics, third year, fourth year,
Mm-hmm.
and even in first year,
Mm-hmm.
we did not meet anything that is in that we looked at in high school.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So whatever you're taught in the university is just maybe methodology or something like
methodology.
that.
Now, when you're in teaching,
Mm-hmm.
because you have also gone through
Yes,
there are those teaching subjects,
mm-hmm.
and then there are other subjects that help you now make you to be a teacher.
True.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like methodologies,
Mm-hmm.
teaching methods,
Mm-hmm.
educational psychology.
True.
Those
Yeah.
So those ones did not have much,
mm-hmm.
but the teaching area.
Mm-hmm.
And our lecturers used to tell us, we are not preparing you to go and teach. We're preparing you for masters.
Oh.
Yeah, so we are preparing you for
Mm.
masters. So they cannot teach us content that we have already covered in high school. So we had to cover content which is higher than the one that is taught in high school.
Okay.
Yeah.
That is good about the content. I could have also maybe asked you earlier, for a student, you are a needy student, you took help and you still worked so that you can be able to take yourself through the university, right?
Yeah.
What else can you urge a student who's also needy? What can they do in the university in order to maybe to be able to get the money for upkeep?
Nowadays, students when they join the university, they can look at side hustles. Okay. Nowadays, we are having a lot with the era of ICT.
Yes, true.
They can find themselves doing some write-up. Yeah. They can do content creation.
Yes,
it's still there. They can still do, and there are a lot of avenues. They can also choose. Let them not choose any business. They can decide that they can be selling eggs.
Yes.
They can hawk. Hawking. You don't need to have a capital of 1 million to start a small business.
Yes.
I did not tell you when I was still in the university, I also used to do business.
Okay.
Even in the university.
So you're entrepreneur.
So I bought a printer.
Okay.
And a machine that could sell credit, airtime. So I was there with a printer doing photocopies. I had a laptop. So I could do some typing of students' work. Okay. I print for them assignments. Once I get, when we are given handouts, I could be the first person to purchase the handout. Yes. So that now I go and resell the handout now. Go and photocopy it for them. So you could find me getting all handouts for even first year, second year, third year, even fourth year. Then I advertised the job in the university. Okay. Yeah. So that was also an avenue for another earning. So with that, I could not sleep without food. Okay. Yeah. That is good. Yeah.
Now with all that you're doing, were you able still to study for your course and pass? Were you able to manage your time well?
Yes. In university, you only need to attend classes.
Yes.
That is all.
Yes, true.
And the classes are not a must to attend. Siku hizi kuna kusign, someone can sign for you. But I used to attend all my lessons.
Yes.
All my classes, I used to attend them. Provided I'm within the university, I could attend all my classes and ensure that when I have a lesson or when I have a class, I could leave someone in the house doing the business. Yes.
Okay.
And that only worked through trust.
Through trust.
Yeah.
That is good.
Yeah.
So you completed or before you even completed, you went for teaching practice.
Yes.
So what was the experience? Because now you have a lot of, you already have gone to school, you know what goes on in an institution.
Yeah.
So where did you go for your teaching practice?
I went for my teaching practice in a school in Machakos called Katoloni.
How was it?
That time I was enjoying teaching.
Yes.
Because one, I had the experience from the previous years. Two, I've gone through the university and I've gone how to handle students.
Yes.
I've also got how I can vary my teaching.
Yes.
So now I was practicing doing it the way I used to do.
Okay.
Yeah, so I could find myself not just like a practicing teacher, but a teacher who is teaching now the students, and I could enjoy it, and students could enjoy my lessons.
So you advocate for students to go and practice even before they go to the university?
If they get a chance,
yes,
let them do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is good.
Yeah. If they get a chance, let them just get to it, then they do it.
So in the when you were there for the teaching practice, were there challenges that you faced?
Challenges used to come, go. One, okay, as a practice teacher, finance is a challenge.
Yes, true.
Why here I've been pushed, now I must be in a house, I have to pay rent, food. So that was the only challenge that I had, nothing else.
Okay.
Yeah. But because I had learned survival tactic, I could find myself moving. Did you have any issues adjusting or relating with the old teachers? No. Were they helpful? Very helpful. Okay. Even I can remember them, and they are still my friends, even up to date. They are two. We have kept contact. Even we talk up to date. Okay. Yeah. So from there you went to graduate? Yes. After I finished my teaching practice, one of the teachers actually helped me secure a job in a private school. Oh, okay. Yes. So I went to start teaching immediately after my teaching practice. I proceeded to a private school. So I was still teaching as I wait for my graduation. And how was the experience? Now you're in a private school. Remember all the other institutions that you're in were public. So what was different here? Life was hell. Life was hell in that school. Really? Really hell. You are paid well, but you can have money, but freedom is very key. Yes. So if you lack freedom, you may find that you don't know where even to spend the money. You are earning, but here it's like you are supposed to be in work from Monday to Monday, full board. Full board. Yes. So I could only hide myself on Sunday. I rushed to town and then back again. But the work was quite hectic. There were many students? No. Very, very few, but a lot of paperwork. And you to be there. You wanted to be seen. To be seen? To be seen around. Even if you don't have a class? Yes, so that you safeguard the job. You must be there. You must be there. Be seen, doing 1, 2, 3, even if, just there. So you used to reside within the school? Yeah, they had given us an accommodation. So that you can stay within the school? So that you stay within the school. Yeah. What were other challenges in that institution? I think that about time that was the only thing. And then, in private school, that was, the school was a sponsored school. The students were more indisciplined. One, they were street children. And dealing with the street children who are just being rehabilitated, it was a challenge. Okay. Yeah. So those students and they could be there, just there. So how did you manage to teach them? Because when it comes to teaching, they could cooperate. But outside that, those were not students.
They were not even involved in extracurricular activities to mold them or something.
You know, being a private school, they set themselves aside. Yani wamejitenga na wale wengine. But the students were good. You could even have wazungu come train volleyball with the students over the holiday. Yeah. But the students needed just that they were indisciplined, but not indisciplined. They are trying to cope with a normal situation from a student who was in the street. So, but those who were not from the streets, they were really good.
Okay.
They were really good.
How long did you stay there?
I taught in that school for 2 terms. So from September to around April.
April.
Yeah, April. Yeah.
So from April, what happened?
April, when I was still there, I was sharing with one of my friends who was still pursuing, had already finished P1 and was pursuing a degree during the holiday in Kenyatta University. Then when I was there, I told him I want to leave this school because I'm not growing. So he told me, let me get, if I get a place, I will connect you. Then he connected me to a school in Kapiani.
Okay.
Yeah, in Machakos. So that is now I moved in May 2015. Yeah.
Okay, that is good.
Yeah.
Because you see, you need people to go.
You
need friends so they can help you in life. So when you're in Kathiani, that is when you graduated?
I had already graduated when I was still in the private school.
In the private school?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I graduated in December 2014. And I still continued to work there for 1 year. So in May 2015, I moved to Kathiani.
Yeah, that was good. If you were graduating when you were having a job.
Yeah, true.
Okay.
Yeah.
So in Kathiani, how was it? This was a public school now?
This was a public school.
How was it?
I was enjoying. Yeah, I was enjoying.
Now from a private school
to a private school to a boarding school, to a day boarding school and a public.
Okay.
It was really enjoyable.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how long did you take before you were employed by the TSC?
I took 3 years, though I don't term them as 3 years. After in 2015, 2016, I went back to the university.
To do what?
In the university, I ran 2 subjects.
Yes.
Mathematics and geography.
Yes.
Then in 2015 and 2016, I could attend interviews and I could see that this combination was taking too long.
Okay.
Yeah, to be employed.
Okay.
So I decided, why can't I add another subject?
You went back?
I went back.
And you financed yourself back?
Yes, I financed myself. And I added now computer studies as a teaching subject. For how long? For 1 year. 2016, around December to 2017, in August I was doing.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how was the experience this time in the university? Because now you have a lot of knowledge.
Yeah, I had a lot of knowledge. I had gone through I also have the experience.
Yes.
This one was just like walkover.
Walkover?
Yeah, it was just like walkover.
So after you did it, how long did you take before you got the TSC now job?
After I finished in August. August, my transcripts were out in October. And in November, KCSE was going on. So I stayed in 2018 in January. And the VATs were out.
Okay.
Then I did my interview in early February.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you got the job.
I got the job.
So it was a good choice to go back.
It was a good choice, yeah, true. It was a good choice.
You thought, because most people don't do that, they have first to undergo a lot for a long time, but you thought very fast.
In fact, those people who were together and doing the same combination, I got employed earlier than them.
Oh.
In fact, most of them were employed in a mega recruitment that happened in late late of the late year of 2018, and myself I secured a job in Feb, though we reported in May. But then they got the recruitment around I think September or so. So at least I was ordered in a few months. And in our case, these sides, it was not assured to get the job. Yeah.
But they still got after a while?
Yeah, they still got after
the same combination?
The same combination.
So if today you want to go back to that combination and do something, so you're allowed to do the same?
Only that I've forgotten. I switched off completely.
So you like your computer and maths?
Yeah, I like my computer and maths.
Okay.
Geography, I used to like it those days, but currently, no. Yeah.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah.
So what are the main challenges now, because you're in the teaching profession, and maybe there's a parent out there, what are the main challenges that you're finding in schools, as in when you're educating learners? What are the main challenges?
The only challenge that I face, one, is that we find the students are not awajitumi. The students, they are not pushing themselves beyond classwork.
Okay.
Yeah, that is the only challenge, that they are comfortable.
They are comfortable.
They are comfortable with where they are.
Okay.
So they don't want to do extra. That is the only challenge, nothing else.
And what can be done to push them?
This pushing is inbuilt.
Yeah.
Is inbuilt. Therefore, it can only be encouraged. And even if you talk with them, you don't know what happens after that.
Yes.
So they only need to be talked to. They understand the purpose of education, that they need to work hard.
Yes.
Our students are just there. They don't work hard.
They don't work hard.
Yeah, they don't.
So even the parent cannot help in any other way. The
parents can push them.
Yes.
Because they are the financiers of this education.
Yes.
And being a financier, it is you to know the cost implication. Therefore, you can push your child to work hard.
Yes.
Yeah.
Can you, the way people say that when you're pushing, can you be loving someone at the same time? Can you be loving your child and at the same time pushing?
Yes, it is possible.
It is possible.
Yes, even the Bible says that if you spare a rod, you spoil the child. Okay. So push them, even if it means you are using this is a fatherly or a motherly correction.
So that is the main challenge now.
Yes, yeah. It is a fatherly and a motherly challenge, and you should take it just like that. You want the best from them. Okay. Yeah. That is wonderful. Yeah. What any other challenge? The other challenge that we find our students have got into drugs. Into drugs, eh? Into drugs. Yeah. And how can the society help? In drugs, the society can only help us by not selling drugs to these young ones. Yes. Yeah. And because the people who sell drugs, they say they need money. They need money, and also the kids want they have the urge of taking the drugs. Yeah, of taking the drugs. How can you advise these people who are selling not to sell them? What can you tell them? I think they only need to put themselves in the shoes of the parent of this child. Then wajue tu kama huyu mtoto angekuwa mtoto wangu na ninamuzia dawa, what could be happening? Yes. So they only need to know that even if this child is not theirs, there's a way that they can control. Then they just help our kids. Okay. They spare our kids. Yes. You think that is doable if we come together as the society? Yeah, as a society. We can say no to drugs. We can say it's not to drugs. But it needs a community. It is communal affair. It's a communal affair. Yeah. Okay. It's a communal affair. And how can you control it in a school? In schools, it's only through guidance and counseling. Yeah. Okay. And probably if we get students who are in drugs, they can be taken through the stages. Okay. slowly by slowly, they will get out. Yeah.
So if there's a student, a parent here has a student who's doing very well, and they're scared that another child might influence them, what can they do so that their child cannot be influenced into drugs?
The only thing that they can do is they only need to keep on talking with their kids on matters on peer pressure, the effects of drugs. Yeah, so that is the only thing that can help them. They talk to them well. It is through talking, nothing else. Because you don't know what happens after they have left.
Oh, they've gone home.
Yeah, they have gone home. Yeah.
Okay.
So they only need to talk to their kids. Then they tell them the effects of drugs. Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah.
Is there any other challenge you can think about?
In teaching.
In teaching.
The other challenge probably that may be there is financial.
Financial.
You cannot fail to talk about finance. Of course, because teaching is a job. You cannot. If you want money, you don't go to teaching. Because hapa hakuna pesa. Yeah, look at even the other sectors have people earning a lot than here. I think financial. Teaching requires to be motivated. So the motivation comes and goes. So to bring it back, shida kidogo.
So how do you motivate yourself?
In teaching, the only thing that motivates you is to see your students excelling.
Yes.
And if you meet them after some time, unakutana mtu huyu alinifunza. Unasema at least you feel you have achieved.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you ever met one of your students?
Very many.
You can give us an example of one that you met that you remember was doing well.
And now we have teachers, have people working in the bank.
Just tell us how you met. Where were you when you met one?
I have one who is a teacher in Machakos.
Okay.
So even the weekend we met. Then when he was introducing me to the fellow friends that he had, he said this was my teacher. So I also felt that at least
that is encouraging.
Yeah.
So now there's a 14-year-old out there. There's also a 16-year-old out there who is still trying to choose the perfect career for him or her. We know there is no perfect career, but they're trying still. They don't know what actually they are going to do or what career they're going to pursue. So can you maybe tell them what are the good things about teaching and the benefits of being a teacher?
One benefit of being a teacher is that you have your own time.
Yes.
In teaching, there's time. Look at the holiday. Look at the weekends. You are free. So in teaching, there is time. You have your own time. If about time, there's what we call the me time.
Yes.
So you can get your own time, family time. A lady you can have time to be with your kids and see them grow. So that is the only advantage about teaching.
Yes.
That you will have your own time. Number two, in teaching, the supervisor is not there. The employer.
Yes, true.
So you not be pushed.
Yes.
So even if you have your immediate supervisor who is the principal, because also you have the same employer, won't push you.
Yes.
Won't push you beyond. Kama atakupush, wewe uko pale tu.
Yes.
Lakini the employer yuko mbali. You won't compare it with a bank where the manager is there and moving around.
Yes.
To see what you are doing there. Yeah, not like in the shamba where the farm manager will move around and see what you are doing.
Yes.
So in teaching, I think there's that freedom.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you think, can you think of any other benefit of teaching?
The other benefit is you see your fruits.
Yes.
Instantly. You know, when you go to the hospital and you're treated,
Mm-hmm.
the doctor only gives you medicine,
Yes.
prescribes medicine, tells you go and take them, and you'll be well.
Yes.
Probably after you are healed is when you'll go back and tell him, daktari ulinisaidia. But here, we don't wait to see to get reports that this student akimaliza mtihani akipita, you see the fruits immediately. Yes. We are not like pastors.
Yes.
Pastors preach, they don't know whether their flock will go to heaven.
Yeah.
So sisi tuko naona matunda yetu. Yes. So, and again we are dealing with the health student, not like the doctors. So that is also another advantage. Yeah. So you are dealing with someone who is healthy, someone who understands what he or she has brought. So it becomes easy. Yeah.
So there are many things that we've not talked about. Yes. So we'll do a part 2 of this.
Yeah.
So thank you for allowing us to interview you. God bless you.
Amen.